So we're here with Waz today. We're going to be talking about his history in tattooing, how he got started in tattooing, and how Equilattera came to be. It's good to have you, man. How are you?
Thank you so much, man. It's nice to meet you. So thank you for offering me this to be part of your channel, I guess.
Yeah, man.
Okay, let me do the proper words. It's a channel, right?
Channel, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for letting me be part of your channel, and thank you for asking me to do this.
Yeah, man.
I
We're
really
happy to have you.
appreciate the people that work for the value of art, and man, yeah, I'm
Well, I mean,
excited
that's-
about this.
Yeah, that's why you're here too, you know, because when I've spoken to you before, you've definitely shown an interest in art and an interest in the progression of art. So I actually wanted to talk to you about that. Could you tell us how Equilattera got started?
Okay, it's a long story, but let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
So when I stepped into the tattoo world, as an illustration and as a graphic designer, I were looking for different style of tattooing or different style of art that were approaching into the tattoo world. And thanks platforms like Instagram, I discovered this amount of great, amazing artists from around the world, pretty much from Asia and North Europe. And they were doing like a development of different kind of art into the tattoo world, so a different approach, I think, a different point of view. And I realized, like, back in time, this was like around like 5 years, 6 years ago, nobody were supporting this kind of art. So that's how Equilattera starts. I decided to create a page where that works as an inspiration to me, and trying to inspire other people to create more of this kind of arts.
Okay.
So
When you say that, what type of art do you mean? Like what?
so mainly it was this different kind of artists. They were doing a different disciplines of art, like maybe as me illustration or architecture, photography, and they were like approaching these styles into the art of tattooing, you know. So you can see like these painters that maybe they were using the tattooing as the body can be like a canvas, so they start to paint people, man, like it was like a canvas, you know?
Right.
So it was really beautiful to see this style of art stepping into this world. Also, for me, was a big influence, Dr. Wu, I guess, you know? Because he was one of the first artists who started to create or to make popular the fine line style, which in that time it wasn't too popular. Like people actually didn't know that you can do like that kind of lines into the skin, you know.
Right.
So all these artists, yeah, were like showing different skills that maybe you haven't seen in the traditional tattooing world, you know. I think they were like also breaking some laws about tattooing.
Right.
Yeah, so the way they showed, I don't know, like a different point of view. I don't want to say like more focus into art, but yeah, with a really approaching to the art world too.
Okay. Yeah, like in just a different perspective of tattooing in general.
Yes.
So what made you start tattooing, like, and getting tattooed? Like how did that come about?
So okay, I was into music. I was dedicated to music, and I was touring with my band. I'm from Venezuela, and we have the opportunity to tour in Venezuela. And because of the political and social situation, a lot of riots and stuff start to happen there. So we have to stop our tour, and we have the opportunity to bring a friend of mine who was a tattoo artist to my home because the situation in Venezuela, their clients weren't going to his place. So he asked for a space in my house, which were like central in Caracas. I don't know where you say Caracas like that. It's Caracas. Yeah. And I opened the doors for him. So again, as an illustrator, my friends knew that I do the designs, so they were asking me to do designs for them, so they can get tattooed with this guy. So at one point, I started to do a lot of designs for even his clients. This guy realized, like, oh man, people like your designs, why you don't step into the tattoo, right? So I take
So
the
you got
courage
into
and I
it?
did it, yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah, so I started to do more like, I don't know, like, how you say, like, again, I wasn't focused on the traditional tattooing, I was more focused on create some stuff from my perspective, you know, so.
Did you have tattoos back then?
yeah, I used to have tattoos.
What type of tattoos were you getting?
Man, my first tattoo,
Before?
I did it at like 18 because that's the age you need in Venezuela to get a tattoo. So I just did 18. I go, okay, I get a tattoo. And I designed like a known logo of myself.
Okay.
So I get it on my chest. And after that, how you say, like in chance the design with another artist, which is today working in New York. He's a Venezuelan artist, really cool, like Darwin Enriquez.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I start from there. Then through the time, I just start to get different kind of tattoos. I never have like a style in particular that I like. Yeah, and that's it, you know, like every time that I have an opportunity, I got a tattoo. I was dedicating to music, man, so it's a tough world, and tattoos sometimes, I mean, if you want a good skin art, good tattoos, you need to pay for them, you know?
Right,
So yeah, I was picky as an illustrator, so for me it was, maybe it took longer to get actually it happens, you know, as a tattoo artist, I think I don't have as many tattoos I want to get,
same,
you know?
Same,
yeah.
same.
I mean, I'm pretty covered here, okay? Don't think.
Yeah.
don't think I don't have the.
Me too.
No, but man, it's like that, you know. You get a little bit picky, or you start to know more. It's not that you get picky, but you start to know more about the tattooing world. You start to discover more and more artists that are amazing, and man, and you try to save space for those people because. Tattoos are forever, guys. So, so you need to choose wise to what you want to, how you want to look like in the future, or what you want to get. I think in a point, thanks the Equilattera project, I started to become a little bit as a tattoo collector because we gather a lot of artists from all around the world, and every time that an artist come to our home and our house, and I like the style, I try just to get a piece that he likes, he enjoys, you know. I don't see the tattoo only as a meaningful stuff. Of course, they are meaningful, you know, but also as aesthetically wise, I think. And yeah, if you can have both, it's better, you know. So yeah, I always try to have something from the artist that he like and I can enjoy, and I want to get on my body.
Yeah.
Like,
what do you, when you collect tattoos? Sometimes do you collect it just because of the person? Does that happen to you?
Of the artist, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like maybe sometimes the aesthetic that they have doesn't really fit your aesthetic, but they tattoo and you really get along with them.
Okay,
so,
I have different ways to get tattoos.
Right?
Yeah, I also like to have tattoos of people that I enjoy to be with, like people who I consider my friends. I think it's a beautiful thing to have because tattoos are memories, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I think also tattoos can be like your home, right? Like you have walls and you want to decorate those walls with beautiful art, so you just choose the artist, the right artist for your home or whatever you think it should look your home, you know?
Yeah.
And I just try to...
And just develop that.
Yeah, I try to get them if I have the opportunity, of course. There's a bunch of artists that I wish to have the opportunity to have a tattoo with them, but man, sometimes it's complicated, you know. You need to travel, you need to save a lot of money.
Right.
No, yeah.
So something else that I wanted to talk to you about was how you said that you were starting to get development from other tattooers and get inspiration from people that weren't in tattooing, like photographers, like architects, like designers, and things like that. What would you say to them about like the detractors of your style of tattooing?
Okay, answering the first question, I never have how you say, like a conflict or something with somebody else. Like nobody have come to my face and say, those tattoos are bullshit, you know. But of course I hear a lot, mainly at the beginning of this, like 5 years ago. I saw it through the page, you know, because Equilattera again was more like an art gallery, tattoo art gallery, trying to promote these new styles of tattooing. So I read like a lot of people more into the traditional tattooing, saying like, oh, this tattoo won't last too much or stuff like this. But I think with the time, these new styles have revealed or have showed that they can stay, you know.
That they're there.
It happens with fine line mainly, right? Like a lot of people say, oh, it's true that line is gonna disappear, stuff like this. And of course, there is always different tattoo artists and different skills, and you need to learn this new approach or new techniques into the tattoo. And if you do it in the good way, that tattoo gonna stay and gonna stay nice and gonna age nice. I think we have again, like 5 years since people are start doing like
Right.
thin lines, maybe a little bit more than 5 years.
Uh-huh.
So you start to see now like how tattoos heals in 5 years, you know.
Right,
So I
right.
think it's a matter of time also to people understand this kind of art also age
Yeah.
good and it can work, you know.
Yeah, and you know, speaking on that, I've also seen people say things about like realism tattoos and how they won't age really well over time because the details won't stick or whatever. But there is this tattooer called Ralph Nonwheeler who posted a healed picture of like some black and gray. I think it was a face that he did, and it was like 4 or 5 years later, and it looked immaculate. So I think that the only like I'm glad that it's been so much time passing, so in that way you can actually see that those tattoos heal well.
That's it,
and we have good examples of those heals.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because the only way to actually know if it is gonna stick or if it's not gonna stick is to let it heal and let
Yeah.
time be the deciding factor, right?
That's it, yeah. Sometimes it's a matter of time, so you need to
Yeah.
be patient and wait.
Yeah.
But
See if
at the end, it was good, you know. Of
Mhm.
course, these techniques are every day evolving more and more, so every day I think it's more accurate the way that people execute these kind of techniques.
Do you feel like new machines and cartridges and things like that have been making it easier
Yes.
for fine line artists?
100%, yes.
Yeah?
I used to be a coil tattoo artist. Also,
Uh-huh.
I did fine line with the coils.
Uh-huh.
Actually, Dr. Wu is still doing fine line with coils. For me, coils are the best to do lines, but it's challenging because coils are heavier, coils vibrate more. So that's a thing that these days with the technology of rotary machines, which are machines that are
Based on
less,
motor.
yeah, and also they didn't vibrate that much. So
Right.
that helps a lot for the creation of this style of art. And also needles. When I started tattooing, it was impossible to find like a single needle in supplies, you know, like you have to really do research and maybe you have one option of needles, you know, so
Right.
with the time now you have a bunch of options, and since the styles have become more and more popular, every day you see like more people creating this kind of needles, so every day again everything's evolving in a way that I think people are doing better performance of this kind of art.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Do you what when you get a client, what do you think? Because I feel like there's so much information
Yes.
inside of tattooing,
Yeah.
right? That the public doesn't know, like behind the scenes, right?
Yes.
So do you think that there's ever a time where they should be thinking about this specific thing when they're going to get tattooed, or would you give any advice to someone that doesn't have any tattoos right now and they're thinking about getting tattooed? What advice would you give them?
So I think the word like to do research is the first step for sure. There is so many talented tattoo artists these days, so different styles of tattoo that at the beginning a lot of people think tattoos are just like this, you're like that. I think you need to do research, and these days we have amazing tools to find different artists from all around the world. So I think you need to do a research, see how many tattoo styles there are, and which one do you feel more comfortable with, or which one do you think it will fit best your personality, because again, at the end tattoos are like an extension of personality, I think.
Right.
You start from that, you know, like you see art, different style of art, and you decide what you want. I recommend 100% to really see the artist's work, you know, because this happens too often, you know, like people see your art, maybe they didn't see another kind of artist, and they then just get to you and ask for a different style that you do, you know. So I think it's important that you try to find the artists that do the style that you are looking for.
That you like,
Yeah.
right. That's in
And
that
then again, tattoos are forever, so I think it shouldn't be that complicated to think about it, because I think once you cross the line, everything starts to be more easy to choose, you know.
Yes.
Yes. I think that part when you think tattoos are forever, that word forever, sometimes it makes that the people stop, or they don't want to get a tattoo, you know,
Right.
or maybe to think too much, overthink the tattoos. You
Right.
know? At the end, yeah, I think you need just to choose an art and go for it, you know, like tattoos are forever, but man, you're gonna like it.